We're talking about sort of the chip wars playing out. I mean, obviously, Nvidia v. Google, it seems like the market narrative is one of a sort of a changing of the guard, a shift in some of the leadership. But is it as simple as that? I mean, do we give credence to that? Or is it just the fact that there is a big enough pie to share around now?
Well, it's big enough and the market has expanded a lot. When you think about these two companies, think about these two different things. GPUs, that's Nvidia's territory, right? The graphic processing units. And then think about what they call TPUs. Those are the tensor processing units, also called the application-specific integrated units if you want to go way deep into the chips. And they're really producing two different things. NVIDIA is producing for the enterprise, for cloud computing, for these big AI data centers, while Google's focused really on these applications. And Gemini is front and center in that. You can't really use a lot of those TPUs outside of the Google universe right now, but that is the universe that's growing. Those are cheaper, those are much more efficient than the big GPUs that NVIDIA makes.
Right.
Google's TPUs are largely tied to its own cloud ecosystem. Does that limit their long-term growth potential in the space compared to NVIDIA's broader GPU applications?
Yeah, for now, but don't expect that to remain the case forever. They wouldn't have gotten into this business if they were only producing for themselves. So imagine being able to take some of these TPUs or the application-specific units to other types of software and programs. A lot of it is designed to empower and improve Gemini. So think about the other ChatGPT or OpenAI applications or LLM applications that it could be useful for. It's very software-oriented. Yeah, I have a feeling that it's going to be able to be more to help other products going forward to give it more market share.
Yeah, and obviously Google's been getting a lot of praise for Gemini. Was it Mark Benioff had some pretty interesting words that we won't repeat here. But I mean, you know, it's been why we've seen so much bullishness around this name. And obviously now we've got the Apple partnership. Just talk us through how you're thinking about this one as well. And I mean, particularly when you think of Apple, because I was speaking to Daniel Newman yesterday from Futurum, who said, you know, obviously it's a very good short-term move, but is it the long-term solution? I'm just wondering what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be partnered with the smartphone maker that has the largest market share, and that's Apple. Also Samsung worldwide, but here that's Apple, and if they're going to continue to develop Siri and make it more generative AI, make it smarter, and they want to use Google chips from that, I think it's a great deal for Google. That wasn't even in this business a few years ago. Just remember that. It's an advertising delivery mechanism. That is Google's main business, but it has expanded into the cloud, obviously, and obviously Gemini. Gemini now, by the way, 650 million monthly users. That was a very quick adoption.
And Caleb, you know, while we're talking about Google's AI products, you know, we've seen them come up and we're signing more of these deals and they're getting a lot more attention. We saw Alphabet become a $4 trillion market cap company. Is their growth in AI really more targeted at defending their core search business and their all important advertising business rather than actually making them a direct competitor to NVIDIA's leadership?
Yeah, great question. But if you've listened closely to the earnings calls with Google and listened to the commentary from its leadership, search is not its business anymore. It's going to Google zero when it comes to that. It is in the business of Gemini and AI and empowering that ecosystem so that it becomes the dominant way we experience Alphabet and Google-related products. So the search business is dying. We're playing for Google zero across the publishing industry, and I think that's what Google's playing for as well. You can just tell by its staffing count in the search area. It's moved a lot of that staff to focus on AI and Gemini.
As Google's stock rises because to new collaborations linked to its Gemini models, investors are giving the company a new look. Google and Walmart recently announced plans to launch a new shopping experience within Google's Gemini chatbot, suggesting a possible new revenue stream for Google. Gemini will display Walmart and Sam's Club products during pertinent searches as part of the agreement, enabling users to proceed from product discovery to purchase within the Gemini app. In a joint statement released on January 12th, Google stated that it has signed a multi-year agreement with Apple to employ Google's Gemini models and AI technology in Apple Intelligence features, including an improved Siri later in 2026. Following a thorough analysis, Apple concluded that Google's AI technology offers the best basis for Apple Foundation models, according to Google. As rivalry with OpenAI and other AI competitors heats up, the Apple-Google alliance strengthens Alphabet's AI position, and the iPhone continues to be one of the world's most potent consumer gateways. This week, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, reached a $4 trillion valuation, which was another significant milestone for the stock. The stock has already increased 5.3% so far this year. Alphabet's shares rose by 65.35% in 2025, among the Magnificent Seven tech stocks. Analysts are reevaluating their projections for Google's expansion and stock rise in light of Gemini's growing popularity among significant partners. In a research note delivered to Wall Street, analysts Justin Post and Nitin Bansal of Bank of America increased the company's stock price objective for Alphabet from $335 to $370, reiterating a buy recommendation. Given the growing evidence of momentum for Google's Gemini capabilities and the potential for AI-driven monetization upside, we believe the Apple and Walmart transactions merit a higher multiple, the analysts stated. The Apple agreement, according to Bank of America, is a significant endorsement of Google's AI skills, which might improve Gemini's standing in mobile AI and bolster investors' faith in Google's search distribution and long-term profitability on Apple devices. As shopping traffic moves from traditional search to agent-led experiences, researchers think Google might gain from the Google-Walmart merger, and Gemini might increase conversion rates. According to the experts, the agentic struggle in e-commerce is beginning to take shape, with Amazon developing its own internal agentic capabilities and major retailers collaborating with Google and OpenAI. A change in AI sentiment is a risk. However, they continued, given positioning across foundational models, custom silicon, consumer distribution, and enterprise distribution, we believe Alphabet remains well-positioned to drive outsized AI growth. On January 16th, Alphabet's stock closed at $330.34. Alphabet's fourth quarter earnings release, which is set for February 4th, will be the next significant driver for the company's shares. According to estimates, analysts anticipate that Alphabet will announce $111.07 billion in revenue and $2.63 per share in earnings. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily stock insights and tutorials delivered. With sales up 16% to $102.35 billion from estimates of $99 to $89 billion and adjusted earnings of £3.10 per share versus market projections of $2.33, Alphabet's third quarter results in October 2025 exceeded Wall Street's expectations. With Google Cloud revenues rising 34% to $15.2 billion in Q3, Alphabet announced strong growth in its cloud business. In 2025, the corporation boosted its capital investment plan many times, and it has hinted that it will spend more in 2026. During the Q3 results call, Alphabet's CFO Anat Ashkenazi stated, "We anticipate a significant increase in CapEx looking out to 2026, and will provide more detail on our fourth quarter earnings call." 3 things to keep an eye on for Google stock. Google stock Alphabet has seen strong rallies, gaining more than 30% in less than 2 months on multiple occasions, most notably in 2010 and 2024. In 2025, it also noted 2 instances of rallies exceeding 50% during comparable brief intervals. See also Nvidia gives shareholders nearly $100 billion. If past performance is any indication, key drivers may drive Alphabet stock to unprecedented heights, offering investors substantial upside potential. Specifically, we pinpoint these catalysts. The top cloud AI backlog is increasing revenue and margin. Number 2, core services monetization, driven by Gemini. The third is the aggressive capital return program's expansion. Catalyst 1, increasing revenue and margin from the cloud. AI backlog. Details, increasing cloud operating margin from 23.7% to 30%, accelerating cloud revenue growth above the consensus of 30% plus. Google Cloud is the affected segment. Possible time frame, all of 2026. Evidence includes cloud operational income rising 85%. YoY with greater margins and cloud backlog growing 46% sequentially to $155 billion in Q3 2025. Gemini-driven core service monetization is the second catalyst. Details: increasing user engagement and ad pricing power, opening up new revenue streams from premium AI capabilities in search and workspace. Google Services is the affected segment. Possible timeline: in the middle of 2026. Evidence includes the launch of the Personal Intelligence Beta and the integration of Gemini with Gmail, as well as the fact that the Gemini app has over 650 million monthly active users and that search inquiries have tripled in just 1 quarter. The third catalyst is the aggressive capital return program's expansion. Details: boosting EPS growth, attracting new investors, and dramatically raising buyback authorization or dividend. Corporate is the affected segment. Possible time frame: Investor Day or the next earnings call. Evidence includes the recent start of a dividend program, which signals a change in the capital allocation strategy, and the trailing 12 months free cash flow, which reached $73.6 billion. But there are risks associated with the stock. We identified the following specific risks: forced ad tech stack divestiture. AI-powered rivals are eroding search market share. The AI arms race is compressing the margin. Another way to look at risk is to look at Google's past losses during market downturns. Google's shares lost 31% during the COVID sell-off, 44% during the inflation shock, 65% during the global financial crisis, and 23% during the 2018 correction. Even with strong growth, there is a lot of risk. Revenue growth: 11.0% over the last 3 years, and 13.4% LTM. Cash generation: 32.2% LTM operational margin, and over 19.1% free cash flow margin. Alphabet stock is valued at a P/E multiple of 32.4. Alphabet outperformed numerous other large tech firms and was the best-performing Magnificent Seven company of 2025. It was driven higher by a number of catalysts, some of which will no longer be relevant in 2026. By the end of 2026, how much will its stock be worth? Although I don't think Alphabet can achieve a 65% run like it did in 2025, I do believe the company will outperform the market. As 2025 got underway, Alphabet faced certain challenges. Many investors believed it was too far behind in the race for generative AI and would not be able to overtake the early adopters who had gained market share. But throughout the course of the year, it demonstrated that assumption to be incorrect. Gemini has become a leading large language model and has outperformed the leaders in numerous tests that assess the accuracy and utility of these models. As more and more customers decide to use Gemini to develop their artificial intelligence features, Alphabet's position as a leader in the field of generative AI might help the firm during 2026. Although it will likely take a few years before this investment pays off, I believe it will be beneficial in the long run. Investors were also concerned about the state of Alphabet's main source of revenue, Google Search. Of the company's $102.3 billion in total revenue in Q3, $56.6 billion came from Google Search. Google Search faced 2 challenges at the beginning of 2025, generative AI and the potential for the company to have to sell off important divisions like the Android operating system and the Chrome browser after a federal judge found that Alphabet had been acting as a monopoly and breaking antitrust laws. Its connection with Android and Chrome is quite beneficial to the search industry. The initial worry stemmed from the notion that generative AI technologies would decrease Google search page traffic as users turned to ChatGPT and other alternatives for answers, but this hasn't happened. Rather, the business incorporated AI overviews into its search results. Google has maintained its supremacy in search thanks to the popularity of such AI-generated summaries. The court also gave Alphabet good news. The judge decided to lessen the company's fines for its anti-competitiveness infractions. The corporation did not need to be split up. Even though it had to make some compromises, they were not very significant, and given the variety of possible outcomes for the business, things couldn't have gone any better. Early in 2025, the stock was cheap due to a combination of these factors. But after they were fixed, its value returned to that of its large tech competitors. Consequently, the largest catalyst from 2025 is no longer relevant in 2026. It currently trades for 30 times anticipated earnings, which is, in my opinion, a pretty fair price in the large tech market of today. From this point on, we may anticipate that changes in its stock price will be slightly associated with the rise of its earnings. In light of this, how much would Alphabet's shares cost by the end of 2026? 2025 won't be repeated in 2026. In 2026, Alphabet's revenue is anticipated to rise by almost 14%. That rate is comparable to the threshold that all large tech firms must meet in order to be considered desirable investments. We will need to use 2027 estimates if we think that it will still sell for 30 times forward earnings at the end of 2026. 10 Wall Street analysts who follow the company predict that it will make $12.76 per share on average in 2027. That would result in a share price of roughly $383 at 30 times anticipated earnings, which is almost 14% higher than the current level. I believe Alphabet is a great company to purchase right now because that's more than the market's typical yearly return of roughly 10%. However, if the market grows by more than 10%, like it did in 2025, Alphabet may still underperform, even though most people would consider it a successful year. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.